Welcome to Love from Lisha for an extra dose of love in your day. Click subscribe and the bell to be notified when new videos go live weekly. Today we'll be talking about how to summon the courage to say what you want to say. How often do you have something on your mind that you want to share and something holds you back from doing so? You think, oh, they're not going to care about that. They're not going to like that. It's not going to matter. That's not a good idea. That's not going to have value. Whatever it is, there's that filter that kind of shuts you down. The wall goes up and you decide, you know what, better not to say it. If it's something that could be hurtful, damaging, disrespectful, then that's great. Use that filter, stop yourself, zip it up. Don't share. It's better not to if it's going to come out in a negative way. But if it's something that has value, if it's important, if it's going to help further the relationship, further what you want in life, let your values be heard, let part of yourself come out, let wants and needs be addressed. If it's something that's moving you forward and where you want to be, then share it. Whatever it takes to summon that courage, just dig in and let it be heard. No one can read your mind. No one's going to necessarily give you what you want if they don't know what that is. Being able to communicate, it is such a gift. And it's also important to do it coming from a place of trusting that you have something worth sharing and then go with that. And if people don't respond in the way that you want, the way that you expect, that's not on you. We can't control other people's reactions. We can control our actions. And at the very least, you will know that you shared, you spoke up, you let yourself be heard. Now, in doing so, it's also helpful to surround ourselves with people personally and professionally where we have a feeling of safety. There's trust that even if they disagree, they will disagree agreeably and there won't be judgment or criticism or censoring. We will be able to speak our minds in a way that is received with that respect, with that safety, where we know it's going to be okay. Even if they don't agree, it's not like they're going to be shooting dirty looks, rolling their eyes, all of this, because this is an environment that I've chosen where I am with people that I feel comfortable with, feel like there's positive energy. So that's one thing that you can do if you feel like you are often biting your tongue. Consider who you're interacting with. Who are these people that you feel like you have to censor yourself so much with? There have been many times in my life when I have said something and it wasn't received the way that I expected it to be. And I remember one time early on, very clearly, I was in third grade and there was a teacher who asked a question of the class and I had an answer that I was so excited to share. It was just so juicy and I'm like, oh, I can't wait for my turn. Finally, it was my turn and I shared this thought. The teacher's response was, you know, sometimes I think people speak just to hear their own voices. I was shocked. I was like, wait, did that just happen? And I remember feeling like there were eyes looking at me and I was hoping that the boy that I had a crush on was not one of those. And I just remember being in a situation that felt so surreal. And I sat there quietly, recollected myself. But I remember thinking, okay, that didn't go as planned. The teacher did not respond the way I expected. I don't know what happened, but I just left it at that. Okay, that happened. It's in the past. Move on. I didn't ruminate. Let that get to me. I chose in that moment to let that be an isolated experience. And even in third grade, I knew we can't please everyone all the time, but we can choose whether or not we're going to let that continue to influence us, to have a hold over us. Are we going to get hooked by that disappointing situation and let it keep us from speaking up in the future, to advocate for ourselves, to share our ideas, to be assertive? Or are we going to summon the courage to recover, be resilient, move forward with the next thing? And that's what I chose. That's what I've chosen over and over again. Of course, I like it when people like my ideas. I like it when they're positively received. Even more important is for me to be able to share my ideas, for me to do so freely and openly. And doing so, I take a chance of it not always being well received. Many times it isn't, but it's worth taking that chance because it frees me. It frees me in expressing my thoughts and my feelings and my needs and advocating for myself. And you deserve that as well. What you have within you, it deserves to be heard, to be released, so that there can be resonance in your life of living into your values, so that there can be fulfillment. No one's going to read your mind. No one's going to give you opportunities that you don't actively assert yourself towards to express what you want, what you need. Let that be heard. There are so many times I've talked to people and they've said they want this or that to change, to happen. And I've said, what have you done to help bring that about? And then they say, oh, I'm too scared to do anything. Oh, I couldn't do anything. And so then there they are. They're stuck in this place that they don't want to be in. Do something about it, to advocate for yourself, to stand up for what you want, what you need. I was recently talking to a woman who wants a leadership role within her company, and she was telling me all these ideas that she has for her group and how to make it stronger, how to bring more value to the organization, ways to implement that, ways to grow as a team. They were beautiful ideas. And I said to her, that is so exciting. I hear your excitement. I see your enthusiasm. Who have you shared this with within your company? And she said, no one. She hadn't shared it with anybody because she was scared of how people would respond, if they would laugh at her, if they would dismiss it, if they would criticize, if they would disapprove. It was holding her back. So I talked to her about what she was wanting and what was something she could do to get one step closer to having that. And it came down to having a conversation with her manager to share these thoughts that she had. And she was excited to do so. All of a sudden, there was a promise of her getting to what she wanted, of making that vision a reality. And being able to summon that courage was key. Digging down, connecting with something that gave that courage. I encourage you to consider, what have you been holding yourself back from sharing? What do you want to share? Or something that you've recently shared that took courage, that you're excited about? I'd love to hear from you in the comments about what that is. And if you like this video, please click like, share, subscribe, click the bell to be notified of upcoming episodes. And for more about me, my website is coachlisha.com. Until next time, with more love from Lisha. Bye.